Claire Mitchell, 34, lived in a quiet Ohio suburb where everyone thought her life was picture perfect. A Sunday school teacher, mother of two, and devoted wife, she embodied what the community imagined as the ideal family. Her husband, David Mitchell, was a successful businessman, respected in church and admired in social circles. But behind closed doors, Claire carried a secret too heavy to share: repeated sexual assaults in her own marriage. Though marital rape had been criminalized in all 50 states, cultural and systemic barriers kept her silent. Her story would later expose not only her husband's crimes, but the silence and stigma that shrouded thousands of women's suffering. Claire's marriage had begun with charm and promises. David showered her with gifts and affection. But slowly, things changed. He controlled the money, isolated her from friends, and criticized everything from her appearance to her cooking. Then came the nights she could never speak about. Nights when David would force himself on her, telling her she was his wife and therefore his to claim. When she hinted at her pain to her doctor, the room fell silent. Even her own mother told her to pray for her marriage. The people closest to her either didn't understand or chose not to see. The turning point came when Claire began keeping a secret journal. Hidden under her mattress, it documented everything: dates, details, injuries, and the chilling phrases David used to justify the assaults. "Marriage isn't always easy," he told her after one attack. "You promised to obey." When she once tried to leave, David threatened to take the children. The journal revealed not just the violence, but the manipulation and fear that kept Claire trapped. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was survival. After one brutal assault left her in the ER with internal injuries, Claire was given the number of a local domestic violence advocate. That call changed everything. With their help, she built a case: medical records, journal entries, testimony from neighbors who overheard fights. In 2024, after years of suffering, Claire filed a police report, naming her husband and describing every assault. David was arrested. Defense lawyers argued it was marital intimacy gone wrong, but the evidence told a different story of domination, coercion, and terror behind suburban walls. The trial gripped national headlines. When David was sentenced to 25 years, it became one of the few high-profile marital rape convictions in the state. Advocates used Claire's case to demand reforms: better law enforcement training, stronger victim protections, and education campaigns dismantling myths about marriage and consent. For Claire, justice came late, but carried weight, not just for herself, but for countless women whose stories never reached a courtroom. Claire now speaks publicly about her experience. Her words echo in auditoriums and survivor conferences. The law changed years ago, but change doesn't live in words on paper. It lives in believing women, in protecting them before it's too late. Her pain became a voice for those still trapped in silence.